growing up? Kasi how old were you when he was elected, Bale? Bilang
yung unang
presidente?
birthday ko sa Palacio was 8.
8 years old.
Oo.
So, actually, all of your teenage years,
All of my teenage years and
including your 20s.
most of my 20s,
Oo.
yeah, mga 28 na kami nung umalis. So that was a long, long time. Yeah, in the
Was he a
palace.
disciplinarian?
Well, hindi naman sa disciplinarian in the sense that he would make very clear kung anong hinahanap niya sa inyo, what he expects from you. And he would make it very clear if you did not live up to the standards that he put, that medyo masama ang loob niya sa'yo. In terms of actual pure discipline, yung pumapalo or something like that, hindi naman gano.
Ang mommy mo,
Mami ko, mas lalong
Yes.
hindi. Masyadong mabait yun. She cannot even, she would just, siguro pag hindi na niya matiis yung frustration niya, iiyak na lang yun. Pero in terms of actual beating, as the
Yes.
English call it, I was beaten more in my school in England than I ever was by my parents.
but when you were studying here, nasa Lasal ka, di ba?
Lasal Green Hills, yes.
How was it? Was it a problem dahil marami kang bodyguards? Were the other boys medyo aloof ba sila sa'yo?
Well, I'm sure nadaanan mo rin yun. Of course,
Hindi, pero
kahit...
ako high school na, so medyo
sabagay.
iba na yung ano nun.
Kasi kung bata naman, yung mga ganong edad, hindi pa masyadong naiisip. Natutuwa lang sila. May mga baril ba yan? May mga ano, yan lang naman ang tinatanong. But madaling makalimutan yan. Basta't mga bata, nakikita mo, magsasama-sama, maglalaro yan. So it wasn't really a problem. And when it would have been a problem in high school, I had already left. So I was in England. Hindi na masyado yung security nakikita.
Nung when you were growing up, did you have children's parties sa Malacanang?
Oh, madalas. In fact, yung mga children's parties namin, yung mga party namin mga magkakapatid, doon na ginagawa sa palasyo because we would invite a lot of people. They would have performers and things like that. We'd have great parties in the palace.
All your life kasi, Bale, both parents are very active in politics. Do you think that is what has led you to go into this kind of life?
Oh, hindi mo maiiwasan. There is no way. The only way you can explain my having entered politics is definitely because of how my father really that he even said it in his when he was still alive that he would say, I have committed not only myself to the work that I have done. I have not committed only my person, but my wife and my family too. And the time will come when you will find that you have no choice. Not to enter politics, but perhaps in the positions, in the kind of causes that we would champion. So, matagal na talagang alam na namin na kahit papano, yung ginawa ng aming ama will affect us for the rest of our lives, in whatever fashion. So, and it's turning out to be true, because how can something that dominant suddenly just go away? So kahit na ngayon ilang taon na ito, we're still feeling the effects of what my father did, and I have no doubt to the day I die I will be feeling those effects.
You're the middle child ba?
I am the middle child, yes.
How is it? Kasi ako youngest so medyo nabe-baby talaga ako. Ikaw middle child, only boy pa.
Siguro, I don't know. It never felt
Dominating bang ate si Aimee? Hindi naman.
Ate. She was a proper ate. Tinuturuan kami. Halimbawa, nung bata pa kami, nung una kaming dumating lalo sa England dahil hindi kami
Bakit kayo
marunong.
pinadala sa England?
Mostly security.
Yes.
Madami kaming problema sa security dahil ako, maraming
Anong
mga
year
kidnap
na when you
threat.
went to England,
I
Bale?
left for England in 1969. My first, no, 70. 70 was my first year there.
And then, you stayed there until when?
I stayed there for almost 10 years until until I left for University of Pennsylvania.
Nag-Wharton ka,
Yeah,
di ba?
that's when I went to Wharton. Yeah.
Do you feel na those 10 years helped you a lot? Kasi at least, medyo ordinaryo kang citizen.
Malaking bagay dahil in fact that was one of the reasons, no, that my father. But of course he would have preferred na dito kami nakatira sa Maynila.
How did you keep in touch with what was going on dito?
It
Kasi
wasn't
syempre when martial law was declared, you were abroad.
It wasn't easy. I was when martial law was declared, we had expected something dramatic to
Yes.
happen. Because marami ng beses na my dad would say that this is a real problem, we may have to do this, we may have to do that. But in general, how did we keep up? My parents would send us newspaper clippings. We would call, we would write. In my school in England, there was you had to write one letter to your parents every week.
Talaga.
So it was actually a good thing because iba yung tawag eh, iba yung sulat. Yung sulat hinahawakan mo and you can read it again and again. And it really taught I think both sides, including my parents, the habit of writing. So they would send us the news nung nauso na yung videotape, magpapadala ng videotape. So that they would try, but inevitably pag uwi mo rito, maraming nangyari na hindi mo na namalayan. So you just have to catch up.
Medyo let's go naman dun sa lighter side. Ang first girlfriend mo ba, since you were in England, British ba siya?
Ay, naku, nung nasa England ako, wala akong panahon, hindi kami pinapalabas ng eskwelahan. They would let me out. I would be in school for, isang semester namin was 3 months. Sa 3 buwan, I would be able to sleep one night outside of school.
Yun lang.
Yun lang. And every month, I could spend one Sunday out of school. So
when you'd make ligaw, dito na.
dito na siguro sa Pilipinas. Kasi dito, doon, halos di ka, kahit yung mga restaurant, yung mga bar, di ka makapasok, yung mga nightclub. Eh dito, hindi masyadong stricto, kahit basta't may kasama kang may edad, they will let you in.
Do you feel na a lot of the girls were fawning over you na pinagkakaguluhan ka dahil Bongbong Marcos ka? Or do you think it's your charming personality?
I don't know. I don't know that they were fawning over me to begin with. I don't know kung bakit lahat ng tao, ang kanilang impression sa akin are that the women were fawning over me. Believe me, there were times kung I would be calling, trying to get a date, and I couldn't get a date. Why suddenly this image of women fawning all over me? But I don't know. I think yung you tell me if I'm right. Yung pag-anak ng presidente, that last mga 5-10 minutes, unless may complex na talaga yung tao, yung talagang galit sa'yo dahil anak ka ng presidente, wala ka na magagawa. But karamihan naman ng mga tao, pagka nakausap mo na, after 5-10 minutes, wala na, that's over. Except for the fact that you're surrounded by
Would
armed
anybody have the guts to say na, oy, pare, galit ako sa'yo, bakit ganyan naman ang mga magulang mo? Would they dare do that to you?
Hindi naman. Meron, magkikriticize sila pero hindi yung galit ako sa'yo. Sasabihin, bakit naman ganyan? Alam mo yung tao, hindi ganyan dapat, hindi tama ang ginagawa, hindi ganyan ang tingin sa ginagawa ninyo, etc., etc. So, inevitably, that would happen. Kasi naman, if you have good friends, they will tell you what they believe to be the best. Pagka naman sa tingin nila, it's a criticism that is not merely not mischievous or naninira lang, then that's valid and you just accept it.
How would you react about the criticism hurled at your parents through the press and through the mass media? But before you answer that, we're going to pause for a while. Napaka-interesting ho ng ating discussion with Mr. Bongbong Marcos. Please don't go away.
Criticism kung tawagan, let's say sa mga payagan, sa radyo, sa TV. Well, we have been experiencing my father's political life for a long, long time. I remember in 1963-64 when he was Senate President, wala kaming narinig kundi oust Senate President Marcos every day. I remember that. So we've been used to this kind of thing, no? And kahit papano, if you're in politics, there's no way around it. Wala ka namang magagawa na lahat masaya eh. Merong magkikriticize kahit ano pang gawin mo. So you just have to take it as it comes. And as I said, keep your mind open. And kung talagang it is a constructive criticism, then sige, makinig ka. But you also have to not take it all to heart. Because kung minsan, etong mga nagsasalita ng pinipintasan kayo, it's not because they really believe that, dahil kalabang mo eh.
Siyempre.
Ano pa naman gagawin nila? Alam nga naman na pupuriin ka. So, it is part of their job. So, you just have to trabaho lang, ganyan lang naman talaga.
Bong, how many % of your father's ideology did you believe in? Meron bang times na sasabihin mo, hindi ganyan eh. Ito yung pananaw ko. Lalo na, I guess, when it came to youth affairs.
Well, I think it came after it so happened that when all this turmoil was going on here, I was in England studying one of the subjects I was studying was political science. And many times, especially when it is explained to you in a very idealistic way, as it is in school, sasabihin ko, di kung ganun, bakit yung sa amin ganito? Then uuwi ako, Dad, explain mo nga sa akin ito. And we would argue. And I came around to his way of thinking. And in terms of the pure fundamental ideology of what my father was espousing, I think that still is valid even today. Of course, the time has changed and much has changed. The Philippines has changed. The Philippines have changed. Do you talk to nandito ako nung pinag-uusapan ng kabataan. Ang kabataan ngayon, napakalaking iniba na kaysa sa kabataan na nakaraan.
Do you think pwede pa tayong bumalik dun sa... Could it be possible na martial law would come back to the Philippines? Could a person be as strong as your father was? Or do you think we have enough electoral safeguards ngayon at malakas na ang Senado at Kongreso na imposible nang mangyari yun ulit?
Well, speaking as an oppositionist, I don't know. I don't know na malakas na ang Kongreso at saka ang Senado because the Pangasinan Express is one term that has been used about the House about the Congress. But I think it is not how my father was able to consolidate his foundation was really the key. And if we are going to talk about martial law, ang inaasahan mo, ang sinasandalan mo diyan, ang militar.
Yes.
At kung ang militar ay hati, wala kang hindi mo magagawa ang martial law dahil pag nag-declare ka ng martial law, kalahati lang sasama sa'yo o ilan lang ang sasama sa'yo. Yung iba, tumututol, kakalabanin ka pa. So, it won't work. It really, many people have the impression na naging ganun yung ama ko dahil naisipan niya mag-martial law. Hindi sa ganun. Ang nangyari, inisa-isa niya yan and he had to consolidate his power, the foundations of his power. And you cannot, it is not something that you do by the stroke of a pen. It is really a political exercise by which you bring all the forces allied to you together. Na pag you declare something like martial law, I do not believe that the military is as united or has been as united since the events of '86.
But are we better off this way now? Wala tayong General Ver na strongman lang, na medyo yung power talaga is divided.
We are talking about friends of mine, so I would beg to differ. I would beg to differ about your outlook. So, but I don't know. The military should really be as one. And it is, I spent a little time in the military. And to see soldiers literally shooting each other is a very painful thing. And